Good evening, everyone. Good morning for those who it's morning for. Good night if it's night on your side. Hope that you all had a wonderful weekend. Right. Today we'll be doing our weekly overview of the market, right, and time, right, which is why we look at the force factor, right, for the aspects of time which affect the market on a day-to-day basis, right? So you can see that Monday, right, we had no news, which is why we, chose to, do the live stream today, right? And for those of you that don't know, or those of you that, haven't, been paying that much attention, right? The live streams will only be done on Sunday if we have, red folder USD news events on Monday, right? As you guys already know, right? Everything that we do, revolves around what the US dollar does at a specific time. So tomorrow we have red folder USD news at New York, well, during New York at 8:30 a.m. But the real news, mover, will be on Wednesday. And then, of course, and due to the fact that on Wednesday we have CPI, which usually gives us the most volatility for the entire month, right? So CPI usually moves the market the most out of every other day in the month, right? This is usually what happens. It's, it usually repeats, every single month, of course. Every month, the second week of the month is always there. CPI will always be there. And then after CPI, which is Wednesday, we have, and I'm looking forward to, going live Wednesday for sure, right? Because CPI should clear up most of the mess that we're seeing right now, right? There's a lot of, I call it garbage press action that's going on right now. And that's just, the dollar index moving in tandem with assets that it should not be moving in tandem with. Anyway, so tomorrow we have news during New York session. Wednesday we have news during New York session again, right? And then Thursday we have, Thursday is known for what? Reversals, right? And we have high impact USD news after CPI on Thursday, right? So Wednesday we should get, expansion, but, the easiest thing, in my opinion is, after the expansion phase has commenced and, you can typically trade CPI, given that we have sequential SMT before, right? And if we have sequential SMT before CPI, which usually happens, right, the market will go in the direction, of where that sequential SMT is pointing. Thursday, right, you should expect, in whatever direction, Wednesday pushes the market, just, expect Thursday to reverse, given that we have a cracking correlation. So the days to, participate, are within the center of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? Which are typically the best days to trade. And these are the only days which have, incoming volatility. Here, right, it, gets a bit more clear when you look at the FX triad, right? So here for the US dollar, you can see that I have this high here highlighted and this low as well. So me looking at price right now, this price is within a range, right? And it's even in a tighter range when you just look at the bodies of the candles, right? Here, right, we've been talking about this for a while. There's an immense amount of liquidity here, which will, eventually be drawn to, if I'm sure about anything at all. But first, right, we need to establish, a base for price to, expand from. This is, not your typical type of price action that you would like to see. And here for the euro as well, right? It's just not, clear cut, which it should be, right? So we could expect either price to, run below this low, or, right, and you can see that I have this high highlighted as well, which is, this high was formed the same time when this low was formed, within the US dollar. So if this high is breached, or if this low is breached, and, if this low is breached and this high isn't, what would that be? That would be sequential SMT, right? As long as you see that happen and then price expands a bit, and then, you have a gap, then, you can take that into consideration and use that level as either support or resistance. It would be support if it's bullish for the US dollar, and yeah, it would be resistance if it's bearish for the euro, right? So this range right here, and same thing here for the euro, you can see that, I'm not paying much attention to the Great British Pound. Already you can see that here we traded above this high, right, which was the high of July. In August we traded above this high. Now we're currently consolidating. We traded above this high, right, and this already is a cracking correlation, whereas here, right, we did not trade above here, right? Literally, while this candle was pushing up, right, this one was just, looking to, draw to lower prices. So already we have, weakness here for within the FX market. But, right, due to, low probability market conditions, which are present and have been present for some time, right? When I'm trading, I literally have to be, cherry picking, trying to, capitulate on just days, that have high impact news events. Whereas usually you could just be trading on Monday if there's a sequential SFT, but we don't even see a lot of that happening many times. Now, what you were seeing, and this is a telltale sign that you are in, extremely low probability market conditions, is when you're looking at the US dollar, but it's doing nothing until the last minute of the day. Right? The last minute of the day, the last hour of the day, it just drops. While euro does nothing. Right? So, as you guys can see that, and here, right, this could be very frustrating for you if you're new. Whereas for me, right, it's basically just, a mindset thing. Whereas if there's nothing to do, I basically just don't do anything, right? I just wait until the time is right. The time will eventually be right, right? That's something that we all know. Good times in the markets come, bad times come as well. And here, you can see the S&P 500. You can see the NASDAQ and the Dow. So the same levels are highlighted, right? And you can see that, right? Last week was, not the best week, right? There is a lot of back and forth happening, right? This is not what you want to see. But the good thing about this is that this week, right, we should not see this type of price action. Whenever you have a week, well, a previous week doing, this type of thing, dropping, going back up, every day it's another, type of movement. So we're going down here on Monday, up here, Tuesday, down, Wednesday, up again, Thursday, and then we just stopped right where we opened on Monday. So nothing happened during this week. This week was meant to do what? Basically to scare you off, to get you out of any type of positions that you're in. If you were short here, you're out. If you're long here, you're out. Right? That's what it's for. Here you can see we have a fair value gap. Looking at the Dow, this is one of those weird times when the Dow is, looking better than everything else. And usually, when that happens, we get volatility. So yes, the previous week, what type of price action do we have? Consolidation. That's what happened, right? This is what we had previous week. So now, what should we have? And keep, right, in mind that today, well, this week, right, is the second week. So currently, right now, we are right here is the true month open and the true week open as well, right? So look at this as this week should be M, right? So we should be looking for manipulation, right? So for the Dow, we could see price do something like this. And as long as we have, a lower time frame cracking correlation here, then we could expect, price to fall back within the range. And then, of course, we're going to expect, similar things for this, right? Here, we're comparing the US dollar index to the NASDAQ futures, right? So here you can see that we've been consolidating here and we've been consolidating here as well. It's just recently, right, that we have seen the NASDAQ just trying to pull away, right, from the sync that it has with the dollar index. So, of course, as long as, you have the dollar index and the NASDAQ moving in sync, right? And this is why it's important to, wait whenever you see price action like this happening, right? Even if it's for a week, it doesn't matter, right? Because, for example, if you were trading this on a lower time frame, you would be stressed out. You'd go short here, it will drop. Then right here, it just goes back up again. This was just consolidation. And this happened when? During the first week, which is known to do what? Consolidate. And whenever that happens, you see Q1 consolidate. More times than not, you will not see, or you will never see Q2, give this type of lackluster price action. So on one hand, it's, not the best thing to see this happening. But on the other hand, it's a telltale sign that Q2 will, give us more interest price action. Or at least give us something to act upon. Right? If you're a person that, there are two types of people. People that trade before CPI, like, try to capitulate on the movement of CPI. And there are people that just wait for the movement to happen and then wait until, price establishes a, base for reversal and then try to, trade back within that range. I'm actually the second person. Here, right, you can see that here we have Bitcoin and here we have Ethereum, right? So literally here's just chop. There's nothing here, for me to, right, if price ends up just, clearing these and dropping, I don't care, right? The thing that I care about is, buying when everyone is, selling, because that's how you make money here in the crypto market, right? You buy from people that, it's sad to say, but, lost on their investments, right? You buy when there's blood in the streets. There's not blood in the streets right now, right? This is not anything compared to what, could happen, right? This is not anything. This same candle right here, right, is just a part of what's happening here. What was happening here is just chopping around. When the real movement happens, no one will get it. No one will be there. The exchanges will be shut off, right? You won't be able to place an order. Most people won't even be able to log in until afterwards, right? So everything you see here means nothing. This doesn't mean anything. This is just chopping around, right? And you can see that here, when we had this type of price action, we had, expansion, or, most important, this was a reversal, right? So usually whenever you see this type of price action, we have a reversal. A reversal is, is made based on the previous cycle here. So here, we were bearish here, Ethereum, Bitcoin, topped here, dropped from a precision swing point, right? Dropped. Then we had expansion that after we had this consolidation. Now we're having this consolidation. This was the previous trend. So where should we be looking for? 100K or, at least below $30,000. Could be, below $20,000 too, but yeah, that's it. So, for the past few years, what I have been, doing basically is for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I want to be, showing my orders for Bitcoin, Ethereum when the time comes, but, I'm not the one that, wants to, what do you say, seem as if I am boasting, right? So it will just be for educational purposes, of course, right? But, I'm not interested at all, right? And I've never yet talked about shorting Bitcoin. No. Why? Because if I talk about that, you're going to try to do it. You're going to try to do it. You're going to over leverage. You're going to get stopped out. The best case scenario when it comes to, building wealth within the, within crypto is, yes, it's what everyone says, but you have to do it at the right time. It's, buying, either Bitcoin or Ethereum. They will both be around for a very long time, right? They will both go up again, but first they have to, drop. You will not see, this type of price action. Then you have consolidation, for 6 months, which is important. And then you have it just, blow through the roof again, go through 100,000. No, we have to slow down. We have to pull back. We have to, get the liquidity needed to go up. That's just how it works. Anyways, I hope that you found something useful from today. I hope that you are, studying, paying attention. a lot of you guys, have been sharing your successes with me, but there's a lot of you, so it takes time to reply to you all, and then outside of that, you know, and I will be way more active, even though I don't need to be, right? You guys have a lot of content to go through. But yes, I'll be way more active, I believe, like after next month, I'd say, due to the fact that, I am, juggling another business that I have and this company that I work for. So, it's just a lot. Then at the same time, right, I am completely, this time I came back here to Canada. And now I am completely just literally just getting everything out, right? It's just like getting rid of the house, getting rid of the cars, wire transferring money, just trying to, leave the Canadian system just before it gets worse, right? So that's like where I am at right now, in regards to life. Then, yeah, that's pretty much just it. So once all of that is taken care of, right, you can hear in my voice, very tired, long flights, and just, a lot of stress. But anyways, right, we will be back here Wednesday, of course, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope that you found this useful. Good luck and good trading.